pseudoscientific field of psychiatry has been doing for decades, that hearing voices is a mental illness that is brought about by some sort of disease or chemical imbalance in the brain, I have to tell you that systems analysis and basic physics tell you that this is all bollocks. And that's because if you have a chemical imbalance or if you have any sort of disease, the complex system that you're dealing with, that is the human brain and its auditory system and its brain, if you have a random disturbance that is a disease or something else, it cannot physically produce this complex effect of voices talking with perfect grammar in full sentences and telling you stuff that sounds amazingly like racism and misogyny. All right, because those are very complex structures. If you just have a random disturbance in the brain, like from a chemical imbalance or whatever, you cannot produce, you know, what you would expect is maybe noise, or maybe you can't hear very well, or you hear odd noisy bits, or maybe weird noise sounding things, perhaps, if at all. But no way can a random disturbance sound like a full perfect sentence with English grammar. It just cannot. You can't match up the two things. So the only way to bring about the hearing of voices is through a chip in your ear and some dickhead on the other side talking into a microphone. Sorry to use this language, but that's basically it. And this is what has been happening all these decades. And meanwhile, we've got these armies of weaponized morons called psychiatrists who can't figure out this simple thing, that when you have a disturbance, you can't create a complex effect like that. It's impossible.
And further, there are so many technologies